What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Itz-Beez-Da TrackStar, and welcome back to another dancehall video tutorial. Another one here we go. Continue on with the whole sampling thing, the whole idea of sampling and, you know, all of that stuff. So, I touch upon basically like time stretching and like tempo, key, BPM and all of them type of shit. So, let's just kind of put all of that together. So, one of the latest set of kits or whatever. So remember, we have some kits here. So we'll just go through. We're not gonna fast forward nothing. This is probably gonna be like a 25-30 minute video. We'll just listen to some loops, see if we can find, you know, something what we can use as a foundation for build a Riddim out of it. Alright, so can build a nice little party vibe type of Riddim out of this. So firstly, right, let's kind of recap. So we have a couple different ways that we can, you know, fit to tempo and all of that type of stuff. So this beta is 110 BPM. So we can just come up at the top, right click, 110. We have a perfect 8-bar loop. This is not a 4-bar loop, it's a 8-bar loop. So we have a perfect 8-bar loop. That means it'll loop back perfectly. You understand what I'm saying? Cool. So let's take a look now further. Like I say, if you want to take this to a different BPM, so let's say we take this to 100 BPM, notice immediately it not line up perfect no more on the 9, and it will play weird. When you come down to the end, it now gonna loop back proper. Cool. So how we fix that? First, double click on the file. We'll switch the time stretching mode from resample, and we can put this to either auto, we can put it as stretch, you know what I mean? We can put it at any one of them. It all depends on the type of sampling. I'm going to do a whole video kind of talking about them so you can understand what the other modes do. But for the majority, 98% of the time, we don't use auto. Cool. You notice when you go to auto, it automatically change the waveform because it a time stretch and I do certain little things. So now we don't right click on time and we don't put 4-bar. Remember, originally this was a 8-bar loop, so when you play it, it was super fast. So how we stretch it out? You have a couple of ways where you can do that, right? First, you can left click and drag like that, but oh shit, it now stretch nothing. Yeah, that's because you now have stretch turn on up at the top. So you turn on stretch, then you come back, drag it out to where you go. Perfect. So now we have it at 100 BPM. But we like it at 110, so we don't put it at 110. So it asks if you want to restretch, and the only reason it asks if you want to restretch is because we have the mode set to auto. So if we put this a resample and then take this out completely, none, notice we don't have no change. If we change the BPM, it now asks if we want to restretch it. So keep that in mind. So let's move on from that. So we have that. So now we know with melody. We know say with BPM at 110. What's the key? So in the file, 90% of sample packs, like I said, them will give you the key. So this is a situation, the key is G, right? So if it's just a letter with no major or minor behind it, that means it's a major. So we have G major. So we'll go in the MIDI kit here, and we'll load in the G major scale like that. Cool. So now we have G major scale in the piano roll. Remember, like when I say, when you have the scale, that's basically the foundation. Cool. So now we'll load up any piano. We don't use Nexus. Just for this example, last time they use Expand. So now we have Nexus load up. We'll go to the piano section and we'll load up the ballad grand piano just because I just want a regular like piano, it doesn't really matter. We'll then turn down the loop to about halfway. We'll go back to this. We'll drag the pattern so we can hear the piano while we are do what we are do. And we'll just do 2 4-bar pattern instead of the 8-bar because the progression will be the same thing. It don't really matter. Right? Or I may assume so the progression I go the same thing. So we'll go into the piano roller now. So remember the last time when we did do this, we did use the Hornet song key to find out the different cards and all of that type of stuff. This time we kind of just got free on it, right? So the key at G, so like I said in the last video, it's always best to start with the first card being in the root note. So if a G, the first card should be a G major or a G minor card. We in a G major as far as the key for the song, so the first card is going to be a G major card, right? What is G major? If we look on this, basically a G major card would be G, B, and D, right? That's a G major card here. So when we play this, we need to turn down this, turn up the loop. Cool, so we are here. Let's start high, motherfucker. Let's crank up the volume upon this. This sounds about right. Let's do the second one. So by ear, me I hear say this go lower, right? So let's try the next card beneath that. So the next card would be this, right? But by law, not by nothing by the book or nothing, but just by looking at it, me can tell you say this not gonna work. You understand what I say? Because typically when the type of music where they try to rebuild the progression for them not use cards like this. It's not saying I can't use the card, but them not use no cards like this. So me know by just looking at it that there's no way a card in this progression only have two notes between both of the notes them. There's always going to be one that have three notes between. So which progression after that? So if we go down to this here, come here, and go here, now we have three notes between these two and two notes between these two. That look more like the right progression. You understand what I said? That is something more kind of over years what may do it. And I know what may say, I just law, but that's just, it look right. But it's wrong. Cool. So that might not be. You know, have to be that. So you just keep on going. You keep rearranging the cards until you find the proper progression. Once again, that's wrong. Cool. So now that we come across to that and all of them foolishness are going, we move on into more advanced stuff because we need to confirm say the key is G major. So don't do that. So let's go key detective here. All right, so we have auto key, we have song key. So we don't use both of them now. This I don't get the key, this I want to do confirm it. So if we play and run this track through that very first hold on there 1 second. All right, so let's play this now. All right, so here we go, and we'll find out what problem, right? So remember me say, when you see just a G in the name of the file, 90% of the time, that means that it's a major, you know, for the scale, if you just see the letter by itself. But in this situation, both of them will tell me say a G minor, so them label this wrong. This should say G M-I-N, you understand what I say? For dictate say that's a major, you understand? So that's definitely wrong. The file is labeled wrong. So let's move on from that. Now we know say the file or the key is G major, G minor. So without going in here, so without take out this. Right, we're going at the sampler. And I'm not enough to load in the MIDI if you draw in the G minor scale. I have two videos what I do about the major and the minor chord code. So for any minor scale, anyone, it don't really matter. The chord code is as follows. So we don't find G. So G, cool. So, and when I talk about the ESC, I talk about whole note and half note. A whole note is two notes up. So G, G sharp, A. This is the second note up. You understand? So that is a whole note. A half note would be one note up, which would be A sharp. Cool. So the chord code for the minor scale is whole note, right? half note, whole note, whole note, half note, whole note, whole note. Right? And that will put me back at G. Cool? We can delete the last G. Boom. If you confirm, say that's exactly right. Without going at the little burger looking thing up here, so we'll click and we'll go natural minor Aeolian, which is the minor scale. And we'll just click right at G and look on that. Everything match up. So we know so we have the correct notes them. Cool. So now we can just duplicate this up and just keep on going until we're satisfied. So that's cool. Boom. So now we can go back in here, so now delete all of them because they're wrong. So like I said earlier, you always want to start with a note in the chord in the key. So G minor instead of G major. So we'll put that. So that would be the first chord. Let's listen and see if that's right. Perfect. So now, if we try the next chord, that should be perfect. Cool. We can either have this or this, but that's absolutely wrong. So first one, so we have G, F, and for confirm, once again, pull up song key and just look. So the first chord is a G minor chord. The second chord that I say is a B flat major, right? So B flat major would be all the way either here but that to me don't look right because and listening to it the chords sound like it get lower rather than higher. Yeah, let's listen. Flat. Let's listen to something. Here we have a D. And it's saying it's an E minor or something sounds. Let's listen. Here we go. So basically the progression would be if we let's shorten up all of this, right? And like I said, this type of stuff, it come with practice. It's like, you see, a lot of trial and error involved. It's not just some, get up and just dry it in. Like, me never study music theory. So I have to trust my ears. I have to listen to what my ears are telling me. If my ears are telling me, say, something all right, then I roll with my ears. So we'll all come here. So basically, you just get the progression and then map it and see. So D. this across. So, what I do here is me invert the last two. Even though them correct, the notes them correct, right? Them went too high. So, me just invert them. Invert meaning drop it on octave, higher or lower. So, lower it on octave. And then we have the progression fully. You understand what I say? So, the two of them together. You understand what I say? So, it's a lot of trial and error. It's not a get up today and just start do it. Practice. There's still a lot of shit on me to learn my damn self. So, don't get discouraged when I try it and it don't work. You understand? Like I say, all of the tools that I use, the on it Sankey, all of them things, they can just drop the name in our Google and you will find it. You understand what I say? Join the WhatsApp group and ask for them, you will get them. So, don't get discouraged, all of the tools them out there. You understand what I say? I'm not rich, I'm not a millionaire, I'm not buy up the whole of them plug-in like that. You understand what I say? So, yeah, I don't want to get discouraged more and to know. Practice the thing, bro, because the only way it'll get better. So me get better. You understand what I say? But yeah, basically that's how me would carve up or dissect a chord progression. But you know what the most important thing about all of this is using your ears. Your ears supposed to tell you, yo, that chord is too high, that chord is too low. Listen to the MIDI, listen to the wave file. It sound like it get deeper, meaning it sound like it get lower. So you want to make the chord lower. Just like how me invert the little notes them right. Yeah, so because it sound like it did too high. So I say, alright, I'm gonna drop that down and octave. You understand? Just simple little stuff like that. Your ears supposed to can give you most of the information, because at the end of the day, music consumed by your ears and your brain. So your ears and your brain are tell you exactly what go on. Them supposed to can guide you in the right direction. Then they just use tools like them, yeah, to kind of pull off, you know, what exactly it is that you want to do. You understand what I say? So, like I say again, don't get discouraged by none of this stuff. For simple things, them, it might look complicated, but that maybe because, you know, as experience or you just a start out, so you still a learn what go on, but there's nothing overly complicated about this. Whenever I go to school, go learn how to play on keyboard or none of them things, are just things I'm learn by years of practice and the build rhythm and I watch video and I read book and just simple things like that. So, I can't put it no easier than that. You understand what I say? Once again, anything where you want to see, please just drop it in the comments. Reach out to me on WhatsApp, let me know, and me get the video them done and out to you. Until next time, it's a boy, Itz-Beez-Da TrackStar. Peace.